So this is a video to take you through how to do seventh chords in minor keys, the sharps. Notice there are no flat scales, it's limited to this. And the way you play this is you roll an 8-sided dice and it tells you which kind of chord to spell. And then you roll a 6-sided dice and it tells you which of the keys to spell it in. So the example says, if I roll a 7 and a 2, 7 is a subtonic chord, which we know, we know is a dominant 7 chord on the lowered 7th scale degree. We're using the natural minor, and if you don't know that, I'm going to go through that in a second. And that would be an A, the 2 would be in the key of B minor. So subtonic, or a whole step down, is A. So I need to roll an A, an A subtonic 7 chord, which is a dominant 7. Okay, now how do I know that? Well, subtonic uses the natural minor for 7, right? And subtonic means, let's go through this. Subtonic means scale degree 7, whole step below the tonic note, okay? And lowered 7th degree is a dominant 7 chord, which is a major triad and a minor 7th, or a whole step down. And in the key of B, subtonic uses the natural minor scale. So there's note number 7, A. And a dominant chord, you have to have this from the other table, is a major triad and a minor 7th. So A, C sharp, E, and then a whole step down, or a minor 7th up, is G. All right, it says play this game 10 minutes twice a day. And, see how you do. So let me show you how you might do that, even if you don't have dice. And fortunately, Google has a whole bunch of that stuff for us. I have some scrap paper here, and I'm just going to quickly screen share. If you do not have dice, you don't have to go out and buy an 8-sided dice. That's not necessary. You can just go to Google. So let's see, where am I? And we'll go to, wow, seems like there, okay. Google. And I'm just going to type in dice roller right there. And it automatically comes up with a 6-sided dice. And then if you add an 8-sided dice to it right there, it adds that there like that. And then you can just roll them. So I got a 2 and I got a 4, right? So let's go back, and now I'll roll normal dice. Also, if you need to, you can open up a tab and go timer. If you don't have a thing there, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you could set this to be 10 minutes, like that, and say start. So the Google overlords have you covered. You have your dice rolling and you have your timer right there. I'm going to stop the share though, and we'll just do a few of these together. So I'm just going to roll normal dice. Okay, I rolled a 3 and a 3. So that means that I have to label, identify, and spell a mediant 7 chord in the key of F sharp minor. Okay, so I'm writing a 3 chord with a 7th on it in the key of F sharp minor. Now, if you're not certain about all of those things, you refer to the other page and you say mediant means scale degree 3, and the 3rd scale degree is a major 7th chord, and I'm in the key of F sharp minor. So I'm going to go to F sharp minor, and my 3rd scale degree is A. So I need to make a major 7 chord on A. So the answer is A, C sharp, and E is my major triad, and then G sharp is my major 7th, which is a half step down from the root, or 11 half steps up from the root. Let's try it again. So obviously switching back and forth between pages on camera is a little difficult, but if you have them all spread out, you can do your work. So I got 2 and 2. So I'm going to make a supertonic 7th chord in B minor, okay? So supertonic means 2 chord, right? and I'm in B minor. And I'm only writing this down now so that we don't forget and you have a visual guide. We're just going to look here and just double check some things. Supertonic means 2. And if I'm in a minor key, my 2 chord is a half diminished 7. And I'm in the key of B minor, so B, C sharp. So I'll be making a C sharp half diminished 7th, right? C sharp half diminished 7th. I probably should have labeled this over here A major 7th. All right, so I'm going to go C, E, G, and B. Now I need to make a C sharp diminished triad and a whole step from C sharp down, or 10 half steps up from minor 7th, because half diminished 7th chords have a diminished triad and a minor 7th. So here's my diminished triad, because I would go C sharp, E sharp, G sharp, lower the 3rd to make it minor, lower the 5th to make it major. So it's just C sharp, E sharp, or E, G sharp. And then B is a whole step below C sharp. So that's all I needed. So there's my spelling right there. Okay. I'm going to do 3 more of these with you. If this makes a lot of sense to you, you can take the dice roll and immediately stop it and see if you get the answer that I get. Or if you want, you can just work with me. And you can also slow this down, pause it, or even speed it up if this is pretty quick for you. All right, I got a 6 and a 5. So I want a submediant 7th chord in the key of G sharp minor. All right, well, submediant means 6, right? 6 chord in the key of G sharp minor. So submediant means 6, and 6 chords are major 7th chord. Now, if you're not sure about that, you come to this table here. Submediant means scale degree 6, okay? And scale degree 6 in a minor key is a major 7th chord, okay? And then I'm in the key of G sharp minor, so I'm going to come all the way down here. Now, hopefully, you eventually memorize that you're in the key of G sharp minor, and the 6th chord is going to be an E, right? You have to have this memorized. Relative majors B, everything sharp except for B and E, and you go G, and you go, 6 down 2 steps, F sharp, E, E. So we're going to write an E chord, and it's going to be a major 7 chord. Okay, so the answer is E major 7, and you go E, G sharp, B, because major triads are in major 7th chords, and then the 7th is a major 7th, which is a half step below E, which is D sharp. Okay. Now, at each step of the way here, if you go like, oh, I struggle with this or that, that's the area that you might take a moment away from this and do a little memory work or practice. If you can't remember what the parts and pieces of a major 7th chord are, or you don't know what a major 7th versus a minor 7th versus a diminished 7th are, you should go back to that other table. It will make it easier if you spend some time out there. However, if you want to just grind it out, it's just, you can do it and you'll get better here. It will just be more strenuous. We'll do 2 more. I got a 2 and a 3. So I'm doing another supertonic chord in the key of F sharp minor. Hopefully you remember that 2 chords in F sharp minor are, supertonics are 2, and 2s are half diminished 7, right? And if you're not sure, you can go back here and say supertonic means 2. Scale degree number 2 gives you a half diminished 7th chord, okay? Now, without looking at the F sharp minor scale, ask yourself what scale degree 2 is, or supertonic, and that should be G sharp. So we're looking for a G sharp half diminished chord. G sharp half diminished. Well, half diminished has a diminished triad and a minor 7th, or sorry, I'm not on here, minor 7th, right? So I'm going to go G sharp, B, and D. That's my diminished triad. And then a whole step below that is F sharp. Remember back when we did our intervals and we had these rules like all seconds are major seconds except for E to F and B to C as long as the accidentals are the same? Well, that's whole steps and half steps. So if I wanted to go down a whole step from here, I would go down to the F and I'd make the accidentals the same. So it relates and it makes you faster at that. Okay, one more, and then we'll call it good for this video. And then you can count the time that you spent today doing this with me as one of your times. You know, we did 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. We'll do 5 when we're done. Hopefully, as you get faster at these, you'll just get through a whole bunch because you're very quick. Okay, you won't have to go through all these steps explaining. So the last one is, well, I got 5, which is a dominant. Okay, and 3, key of F sharp minor. So dominant means 5. Okay, in the key of F sharp minor. Now, hopefully you know that that means you are scale degree 5 right there. That's what dominant means. And dominants are dominant 7th chords. That's lucky. So, and then we just need to know the scale degree, which will be C sharp right there. Okay, you can check it by looking down here in F sharp and saying, there's my scale degree 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Right? So now I just need to make a dominant 7 chord on C sharp. Well, it has a major triad, C sharp, E sharp, G sharp. And it has a whole step below. Now remember, all seconds are major seconds except for B to C and E to F because those are minor seconds. But, so this would be a minor second here, but because this is C sharp, it's bigger. That's a whole step. So B is my answer right there, like that. And that's kind of it. If I'm looking back at my screen share right now, looks like we're at 1 minute and 20 seconds. You know, if you get 5 to 10 of these done every day, that would be great. There's no impetus for you to try and get like 20 of these done in that time. But what you should be able to do is, I'll do this as a last thing right here. So I'm going to stop this real quick. And I will kill this. What you should be able to do is this. All right. I need a leading tone chord in the key of D sharp minor. Leading tone is diminished 7th chord on the harmonic minor 7th, which is a half step below. So if I'm in the key of D sharp minor, I have an F, backwards, C double sharp diminished chord. So C double sharp, E sharp, G sharp, and B. Because C double sharp up to B is 3 half steps down, or 9 half steps up. And you just, you want to be able to just look, I've got a subtonic, which is a whole step below in the key of E minor. Subtonic is on D, sorry, going backwards all the time. Yeah, D, and it's a dominant 7. That's what subtonics are. So D, F sharp, A, C, right? And then 3, mediant chord in the key of G sharp. Mediants are major 7th chords in the key of G sharp minor. Spell my G sharp minor scale, G sharp, B, D. It's going to be on B. B major 7 is B, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp. Right? That's where we want to be with these. Right? And if you grind this out, so I'm going to say I did 5 today. Great. Right? Might take you a little longer on your own. Might be faster if you're not waiting for all these explanations. Okay? But how do you know if you're right? Well, you're going to have to go and check to make sure that you've got the right scale degree and the right quality and the right note. And then after that, you have to know how to spell the 7 chords and look that up, or know that you got that part right. Okay? All right. Congratulations. The week of grind has started, and I hope you actually enjoy this a little bit. It's strenuous at first, but it is fun to improve and become really competent at something. So enjoy growth. Talk to you in your training class.